The sky above us clearly proves how important our cooperation is. Russia's brutal war against Ukraine is felt far beyond its borders. The airspace of Moldova and Romania has been violated dozens of times, and today, on the eve of our holiday, Russian drones invaded our airspace with the clear goal of intimidating us. The sky above us clearly proves how important our cooperation is. Russia's brutal war against Ukraine is felt far beyond its borders. The airspace of Moldova and Romania has been violated dozens of times, and today, on the eve of our holiday, Russian drones invaded our airspace with the clear goal of intimidating us. For example, tomorrow, after many years, we will have another meeting of our joint commission regarding the minorities of both countries, during which we will discuss important issues. The most important issue, of course, is education. Education in the national languages of both countries, Gentlemen, members of the media, we will now have statements from the President of Moldova, Maia, Sandu, the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, and the President of Romania, Nicușor. Madam President of Moldova, the floor is yours. Dear President Nicușor, dear President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, I want to thank you with all my heart for being here in Chișinău today. The Republic of Moldova has two neighbors, and we are very happy that both of them are our friends. We share the same commitments to the fundamental values of our civilization: peace, freedom, democracy. The fact that you are both here in Chișinău today for Independence Day carries a very symbolic meaning for all of us. 35 years ago, in this week of August, the geography of our region was changing. Romania marked 20 months since its revolution, and on August 24, Ukraine declared its independence. 3 days later, Moldovans gathered in the National Assembly to declare the independence of Moldova, and the parliament voted for it that same day. We were three countries that had an uncertain future and were poor. And now we are three European states sitting at the same table. We have the respect of Europe and we have the respect of the entire world. Romania is a member of NATO and the EU. Ukraine is a country that, with its courage and innovation, defends the entire continent against a brutal aggressor. And the Republic of Moldova, a country whose people defended their belonging to Europe, people who are currently negotiating our accession to the EU. Over these 35 years, we have learned what true independence means. Independence means having electricity, heating in your country and the respective people. It means trading with your neighbors and respecting their labor while they respect yours. It means trusting your friends. It means being an equal partner, having a voice where decisions are made about who will lead the country. And independence is choosing your own life, choosing your own path. And there is one thing you understand from the very beginning. Our neighbors in Moldova is lucky to have them. After the declaration of our independence, Romania was constantly with us, very close during energy crises, in moments when someone distancing themselves from us. But they treated us like brothers and sisters. Romania also helped us to amplify our voice, after it joined the European Union in 2007. And now we're on that path as well. And to the east of us is a country that defends peace on the entire continent, including us. We share a border with Ukraine of over 122 kilometers. And as long as Ukraine fights there in the east, Moldova can sleep peacefully. That is why, in Kiev, I announced the awarding of an honor to President Zelenskyy, our state's highest distinction, for his incredible contribution to the defense of peace and freedom on the European continent. In recognition on behalf of all Moldovans of the courage of the Ukrainian people, it was an honor for me to present this award to President Zelenskyy today. Over these 35 years, we have learned that independence is stronger when it relies on strong bonds. That is why we want to be the kind of country for our neighbors that is a good neighbor and a true friend. We want to be a partner in security. That is our goal. We want to become a state that offers security to our people at home, but also to the people around us, Ukraine, Romania, and the European Union, where we want to join. Dear President Iohannis, dear President Zelenskyy, the sky above us clearly proves how important our cooperation is. Russia's brutal war against Ukraine is felt far beyond its borders. The airspace of Moldova and Romania has been violated dozens of times, and today, on the eve of our holiday, Russian drones invaded our airspace with the clear goal of intimidating us. And now I want to clearly say, in the presence of our friends, we will not be intimidated. We are investing in air defense so that we have the capabilities to protect our people and infrastructure. And we want to call on all countries of the free world to help Ukraine strengthen its air defense before this winter. And we will continue to step up our efforts. We want these three countries to be closely connected so that it is easier for people to move between them, like being at home. We want borders that are well protected but easy to cross. We want roads and railways to have no limitations. We want gas and electricity to be supplied back and forth so that people can get electricity whenever it is needed. We want all this because it is about our shared resources. Ports on the Danube, Giurgiu, Galati, Rini, Ismail. We want them to work and for the sky to be protected. We want such a developed region. We want the future to be exactly like this. We want us to be in the European Union, which both Moldova and Ukraine want to join. This is our goal. Today we celebrate our independence, and soon we will go to our national square. Tens of thousands of people are already waiting for us for the Independence Day concert, for the Independence Day concert. Dear President Iohannis, President Zelenskyy, I invite you to join us and be with our people. And to my dear fellow Moldovans, I also want to say, come and join us in the square. This is the very square where we gathered in 1988 to reclaim our language. In 1991, we gathered there to reclaim our independence. It is the place where our parents, grandfathers, and grandmothers gathered to ensure that Moldova would continue to exist as a free country. Today, we will gather there to celebrate what our parents, grandfathers, and grandmothers achieved. Long live Moldova.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite President Volodymyr Zelenskyy to speak. I will speak in Ukrainian, as I do not know Romanian. Ms. President, Maia Sandu, Mr. President, esteemed members of our delegations, distinguished journalists. It is important that we are here together. Ukraine, the Republic of Moldova and Romania on Moldova Independence Day, and just a few days after celebrating Ukraine's Independence Day. During these past days, Maia was in our capital supporting us and our independence. I am very grateful. And today we support the independence of Moldova. This is all much more than simple symbolism. When you are a neighbor of Russia, you must cooperate as much as possible with all other neighbors and all other free nations. This is a key prerequisite for reliable protection and, in general, a prerequisite for development of our nation. Unfortunately, we have already had to experience what the lack of freedom is, and because of Moscow, this must remain in the past. Now and forever, we must safeguard our independence, safeguard our freedom, and therefore the ability to develop our own potential and our own lives. I am very grateful to the people of Moldova and Romania for sincerely supporting us, for sincerely supporting Ukraine and our people during such a terrible war. You see what Russia has brought to Ukraine and what it threatens every neighbor with. Just in the last 24 hours in Kyiv alone, there have already been 11 air raid alerts due to Shahed drones and ballistic missiles and ballistic missiles. In some of our cities and communities, alerts and strikes occur practically every single day. We all understand how abnormal Russia is, and we must help one another. We must help in such a way that any threats to our nations have a worthy response. Today we talked about joint energy work and the infrastructure that unites us, which makes up a significant part of the economic potential and national security of our country. It is important that everything that can truly work for the strength of our states actually does work. And such agreements exist between us, between our governments. And we especially value the readiness to cooperate so that the export solidarity lanes in our region work at full capacity. Despite Russian attempts to block our ports and our trade by sea, with Moldova and Romania, we are natural allies in logistics, energy, and many other spheres. And it is important to develop this. This is what strengthens us all. Ukraine is ready to support the development of security capabilities for our neighbors, both in Moldova and Romania. The leaders know the details of this, and we expect that our joint steps will yield results. Of course, we always coordinate our activities in the sphere of European integration. This is very important. Our goal is shared, and that is the full-fledged membership of Ukraine and Moldova in the European Union. I am grateful to Romania for supporting our countries in relations with the EU and at the level of European institutions. We will certainly be together in the EU, and let this wish for success in integration and for concrete joint results for the security and peace of our peoples be the main one today. With our best wishes to you, long live Moldova. Thank you. Glory to Ukraine.
The President is invited to take the floor.
Mr. President.
I want to start by expressing my respect to President Maia Sandu for the invitation to visit this event and also for the very warm welcome. Romania and the Republic of Moldova share a common history, a common language, a common culture, common traditions, and a cultural heritage. And that is precisely why our institutional relations are so strong. Today we discussed our joint projects in infrastructure and some other joint projects, for example, regarding interconnections in the energy sector. And you also know that today I visited Kabul. And I am glad that our relations are very, very functional in this dimension. I am very glad to see Mr. President Zelenskyy once again. I will start by condemning again and again and again the aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine. Our support for Ukraine will continue further. This is an absolutely illegal war. And by the way, I forgot to express my congratulations to the citizens of the Republic of Moldova on Independence Day, because that is the day for which we have gathered. And I also want to express my congratulations to our guests on their National Day, which they celebrated just a few days ago. Regarding our bilateral relations with Ukraine, you probably know that Romania and Ukraine have signed a strategic partnership, and I am very glad that things are moving forward. For example, tomorrow, after many, many years, we will have another meeting of our joint commission regarding the minorities of both countries, during which we will discuss important issues. The most important issue, of course, is education. Education in the national languages of both countries, Speaking about our relations, I am very glad that our countries are cooperating. And this meeting is another proof each of us, we understand our responsibility and accountability, our responsibility for the security and stability of this entire region, and that we must properly build security for all of Europe. We discussed infrastructure projects and discussed joint energy projects regarding interconnectors. And as you know, through the SAFE program, Romania will continue to build a highway to the border and even a few kilometers deep into Moldova and up to the northern border with Ukraine. And this will help to promote interconnectivity between our states. And we also discussed threats. Of course, there is a difference in the level of threat, but one way or another, we discussed the threats that currently exist for our countries. As the Madam President said, drones that violate our airspace, we must cooperate to prevent such aggression. And we also discussed, obviously, the European path. Accession to the EU, the path of these two countries, which Romania fully supports. And now Moldova can serve as a good example for all countries that are on the path to EU accession. I am quite confident that such interaction will continue at all administrative levels, and not only there. And I am also confident that
having reached the maturity we already possess, we will ensure that the citizens of our countries have the security and stability they dream of. Thank you. Thank you very much. With this, we conclude our press conference. Have a good evening, everyone.